Hello everyone, this is Manohar Reddy, Department of Cybersecurity, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. Today I am going to explain you the concept of problem solving on joins in DBMS. So what are the different types of joins? What is meant by join? So how we can perform different types of joins will be discussed in this session. So in this session we are going to discuss about all the joins concepts. So types of SQL joins. So first of all, join means what? So a join is an operation. Join is an operation on two objects. So operation on two objects. So two objects are nothing but two tables. Two database objects are two tables or two views or anything. So join is an operation that performs based on two tables or based on multiple tables. So why we are going to join? Why we are going to perform join actually? So to join two tables, we are going to retrieve the values based on two tables or of all the two tables. So there are different types of joins used in SQL. There are different types of joins used in SQL. So here the first one is what? Inner join or simple join. Inner join or simple join. And the second one is what? Natural join. Second one is what? Natural join. And third one is what? Left outer join. Third one is what? Left outer join or left join. And fourth one is what? Right outer join or right join. Right outer join or right join. And the fifth one is what? Full outer join. Full outer join. And the sixth one is what? Cross join. And the seventh one is what? Self join. And last, equi join. So these all are the different types of joins. Different types of joins that can be performed on two or more tables. Two or more tables. So how we can perform joins? So as like we creating the tables, as like we inserting the values, the joins can be performed. So here the first one is what? Inner join. The first one is what? Inner join. Inner join is used to select all matching rows or columns. Select all matching rows or columns in both tables, or as long as the defined condition is valid in SQL. So the inner join is used to select all matching rows. So if a table 1 contains what? ID and name. Table 1 contains ID and name. Similarly, table 2 contains ID and name. So if these two tables, you want to join these two tables, then you can perform a join called inner join or simple join. Inner join or simple join. So the inner join is used to select all matching rows. So ID or name from one table and ID and name from another table. So the matching rows or columns in both tables are as long as the defined condition is valid in SQL. So it checks the condition. Based on that condition, it is going to be matching the rows. It is going to be taking the matching rows or columns. So here the syntax, so we can write it as select column 1, comma, column 2, comma, column 3 from table 1. And inner join is a type of join. So it indicates that what? Type of join. So which type of join you are going to perform on two tables, and the table 2 on what condition? The condition is what? Table 1 dot column equals to table 2 dot column. So table 1 dot column is what? T1 dot ID, and the table 2 dot column is what? T2 dot ID. So as per this condition, the selecting columns will be displayed. Selecting columns will be displayed. So what columns you want to display? So the example is what? Select T1 dot ID. That is nothing but what? The table 1 ID, and the T1 dot marks. That is nothing but what? Table 1 marks. So the column marks and the column ID from the table 1, and the ID from the table 2, from table 1 inner join T2. That means the T1 is the table 1 inner join with the table 2 on what condition? T1 dot ID equals to T2 dot ID. T1 dot ID equals to T2 dot ID. That means the table 1 column, the table 1 column id equals to table 2 dot column. So table 2 column id. So from this we can say that what the after performing join operation, we are retrieving the values like what, id from the table 1, marks from the table 1, and id from the table 2 will be displayed. So this is about to inner join or simple join. So to join two tables, the condition is applied for the retrieval of table values is like t1 dot id is equals to t2 dot id is nothing but what, the condition, the table 1 dot column 1 equals to table 2 dot column 1. If the condition is matched, if the condition is valid, then based on the condition, the values we are going to retrieve. And the second one, natural join. Second one is what? Natural join. So it is a type of inner type that joins two or more tables. So it is like also inner join or simple join. It is so based on the same column name and has the same data type present on both tables. Same column name and same data type present in both tables. So to write this natural join, select star from table name 1 and natural join table name 2. So select star from table name 1 and natural join with the table name 2. So here there is no need to specify the condition. Because it indirectly taking the condition as the result. So based on the result, if the columns names are matched, the column names are matched with the two tables. So table 1 having id and name, then table 2 having the id and name. If these two column names are matched, then the columns values must be retrieved. So to write that, select star from T1, natural join T2. Select star from T1, natural join T2. So like the way we can retrieve the values from two tables by performing natural join. So natural join is the type of join. So type of join you are performing, and the select star from is the DML command, and here star indicates that what, all the values we are going to retrieve, all the values presented in T1 and all the values presented in T2 table. So table 1 and table 2, all the values presented in table 1, all the values presented in table 2 will be displayed. And next one, left join. So left join is used to retrieve all records from the left table, that is nothing but table 1. Left table indicates that what, table 1, and the matched rows or columns from the right table, that is nothing but table 2. Matched columns or matched rows, in the right table 2. Suppose T1 is having ID and name, and T2 having ID and marks and name, then ID marks name. Now if I perform join operation on these two, left join or left outer join, it displays the values from table 1, all the table 1 columns, and the matching of the table column 2, the matching column of the table 2 will be displayed. So here ID is matched and here ID is matched. So it retrieves the values from table 2 only matched columns and all the values from table 1 columns. So here the syntax you can write what, if both tables does not contain any matched rows. Suppose if here ID name is there, but here ID and marks will be there, then if there is no same matched rows are there, then it returns null operation. It returns null value. So here the syntax like select column name 1, column name 2, column names etc. If you want to add more columns, then you can add more number of columns, or else if you want to retrieve all columns, then you need to write a select star. So here select column 1 comma column 2 up to columns from table 1, from table 1, left join table 2, left join table 2 on table 1 dot column name equals to table 2 dot column name. Table 1 dot column name equals to table 2 dot column name. So that is the condition. Based on that condition, we are going to retrieve all the values. Based on the condition, we are going to retrieve all the values. So here the left join is nothing but what type of join. What type of join you are performing. So type of join indicates left join. So now the example indicates here, select t1 dot id, that is nothing but what id from table 1, marks from table 1, id from table 2, and marks from table 2. So because all the id and marks from the two tables from T1 left join T2 on basic condition of what T1 dot id equals to T2 dot id. So now from this we are going to retrieve the values what. So id from id and marks from table 1 and id from id and marks from table 2. Both will be displayed. Both will be displayed. So that is about left join. Both will be displayed, but the unmatched rows from the right side, unmatched rows from the table 2 will not be displayed. Table 2 will not be displayed. Right join or right outer join. Right join or right outer join. So right join is used to retrieve all records from the right table. So from the right table is nothing but what T2. And here the left table is nothing but what T1. Right table and the matched rows or columns from the table 1. So matched rows or columns from the table 1. If both tables do not contain any matched rows or columns, if both tables do not contain any matched rows or columns, it returns the null value. It returns null value. So the syntax is what? Select column 1, column 2, up to and more number of columns you want to add. You can add from table 1, right join table 2 on table 1 dot column name equals to table 2 dot column name. So here all the columns indication. If you want to retrieve all the columns, then you need to specify just simply you can write it as a star. But if you want to display a particular columns, then you must specify that column names. So select column names from table 1, right join table 2 on table 1 dot column name equals to table 2 dot column name. So example, select t1 dot id. So that is nothing but id from the table 1 and t1 dot marks. So marks from the table 1, id from the table 2 and marks from the table 2. From T1 right join T2. From T1 right join T2 on T1 dot id equals to T2 dot id. T1 dot id equals to T2 dot id. So the both matched rows from the two tables, matched columns from the two tables, along with that only the remaining columns from the table 2. Only the remaining columns from the table 2 will be displayed. Table 2 will be displayed. So that is about right outer join. Full outer join. So full join or full outer join. So it is a combination result set. It is a combination result set of both left join and right join. So it is a combination result set of both left join and right join. Means that performs like both left and right join. So union of left and right joins. The joined tables return all records from both the tables. So the joined tables returns all records. So both the tables having the records, right? So it returns all records from both tables. And if no matches are found in the table, it places null. So if any unmatched rows are if any no match is found, then it is placed as null. So it is called as full outer join. It is called as full outer join. And the syntax same, like writing select column 1, column 2, columns. So if you want to add more number of columns, you can add. But if you want to add all columns, you can indicate what? Select a star. Select a star from table 1, full join or full outer join, table 2 on the condition. The condition is what? Table 1 dot column name equals to table 2 dot column name. So suppose you can take table 1 contains what? ID comma name, and similarly table 2 contains what? ID comma name. So here the condition is what? Table 1 t1 dot id equals to t2 dot id. So the condition applies here. So both columns are there, both columns are matched, and then the values will be displayed on this condition of both two tables, of both table 1 and table 2. So here example, select t1 dot id. So id from the table 1, marks from the table 2, and the id from the table 2 as well as marks from the table 2 from t1 full join t2. So t1 full join t2 on t1 dot id equals to t2 dot id. T1 dot id equals to t2 dot id. So the way you can write to perform full outer join. You can write to perform full outer join. And cross join, it is also known as Cartesian join. So it is also known as what? Cartesian join, which returns the Cartesian product of two or more joined tables. So it will returns Cartesian product of two or more joined. Suppose if table 1 contains the values 4 and the table 2 contains values 3, then Cartesian product of these two tables, total 12 values will be displayed. 12 values will be displayed. That means if table 1 having id comma name of 1 comma 2, if table 2 having id comma name of 1, 2, 3, 4, then the Cartesian product of these two tables is what? 2 into 4, that equals to 8. So 2 into 4, 8. 8 values will be displayed. So the cross join produces a table that merges each row from the first table with each row from the second table. So each row from the first table and each row from the second table. And it is not required to include any condition in cross join. So there is no necessary to add a condition or apply a condition. And the syntax here, select star from table 1 cross join table 2. So here the type of join is what? Cross join. So the type of join is what? Cross join. So select star from table 1 cross join table 2. So that indicates that what? The table 1 columns, all columns will be multiplied with all columns from the second table. So it produces the table that merges each row from the first table with each row from the second table will be displayed. So here select star from T1 cross join T2. Select star from T1 cross join T2. That indicates what? All the rows from the table 1 and all the rows from the table 2 would produce the or merging of the result or produce or merging of the result to display. Merging of the result to display. So that is the way of understanding cross join. The self join. So it is a self join. It is a self join used to create a table by joining itself. The table itself it is joining. As there were two tables, so the table has to join itself means the table must be having another alias name for the table. So for that you can use views also, and it makes a temporary naming of at least one table in SQL statement. At least one table in SQL statement. So here to join these two tables, that means the same table can be joined together. Means we can write we can write the alias name. So suppose take an example, T1 is the table name, then T2 is taken as a alias name. T2 is taken as a alias name for this T1 because the T1 table self joined with the same table. Self joined with the same table means it does not multiply with the same name T1. But if you change the name as T2, then it produces a multiplication or merge of the values with the same name. So that is nothing but self join. That is nothing but self join. So how we can perform? So what is the syntax to write here? Select s1 dot column name, comma s2 dot column name. So if you want to join only two columns, then you can write s1 dot column name and the same table s2 dot column name from table 1 s1 comma table 1 s2, table 1 s1 comma table 1 s2. So the table 2 s2, where s1 dot column name equals to s2 dot column name. So that indicates that what the table 1 column name equals to the alias table name column name. If these two are matching, always they are matched because it is a self join. So the table matching with itself and the result will be displayed on this basic condition, on this condition based. So now S1 column name will be displayed and the alias name column name also displayed from the two tables. So here example, select A dot ID comma B dot marks. So here A is the table 1 and B is the table 2, which is alias of the table 1, which is alias name of the table 1. And marks, ID and marks are the column names from both table 1 and table 2. So from T1A comma table 2B, where A dot ID equals to B dot ID. That means table 1 dot ID equals to table 2 dot ID. Table 1 dot ID equals to table 2 dot ID. Equijoin. So equijoin indicates that what? It creates a join for equality. A join for equality or matching columns values of the relative tables. So equijoin creates a join for equivalues or equality of the matching columns, so values of the relative tables. So example, so syntax is what? Select column list from table 1 and table 2. So column list which are matched with the same table, the column list from table 1, table 2, where table 1 dot column name equals to table 2 dot column name, table 2 dot column name. So that creates a join for equality, equality of the matching columns or equality of or matching columns data. So here the example is what? Select A dot name comma B dot marks. So the name from table 1 and the marks from table 2. So A dot name comma B dot marks means name from the table 1 and the marks from the table 2. From A join B on A dot name equals to B dot name. A dot name equals to B dot name. So on this condition, the matching columns or matching rows will be displayed. Matching columns or matching rows will be displayed. So that is about to know of all joins. So once again we'll revise the topics which we discussed in this session. So here the types of joins. So what is meant by join actually? So join is nothing but a process of combining two or more tables to it is an operation to performing two or more tables. So there are different types of joins are there. So one is inner join, simple join, inner join or simple join. The second one is what? Natural join. And third one is what? Natural join, left outer join or left join. And the fourth one is what? Right outer join or right join. Fifth one is what? Full outer join. And the sixth one, cross join. And the self join and the equi join. So here the inner join is nothing but any joins. So any joins from the tables, any join performs on the tables means the table must have the same ID. The table must have the condition with the primary key. The table must have the condition with the primary key. So if doesn't have any primary key, then it should not get any affected for the resulting of the data. So here inner join performs what? It displays all the values. It displays all the values from the two tables based on the conditions that we are given. Based on the conditions that we are given. So if you want to retrieve all the values, you can make it as a star operator. If you don't want to retrieve all values, but you can use to retrieve one or two values, then you must specify that what values you want to retrieve. So that is the inner join operation. Under natural join, it is also an inner type of join. So the syntax is here. Select a star from table 1, natural join. So for every query, you need to specify the join type. You need to specify the join type for inner join query, natural join, simple join. For any type of query, you need to mention the join type. You need to mention join type. So select a star from table 1, natural join, table name 2. So left join, so which is used to retrieve all records from the left table and the matched rows on both tables. On matched rows on both tables. That is nothing but both from left and right table. Matched columns from the both left and right table, and only the values from the left table. So if both tables does not contain any matched rows or columns, it returns null. If does not having any matched rows or columns, it returns null only. So the syntax writing here, the select column names as usual. If you want to write all columns, indicates that what star. If you want to if you want to retrieve only one or two columns, you need to write only the columns. So there is a way of displaying left join, and right join is used to retrieve all records from the right table and the matched records from the two tables. Matched records from the table 1 and table 2, and it does not contain any matched rows or columns. It returns null. It returns null. So here you need to specify what the type of join on both T1 and T2 tables. Both T1 and T2 tables. And a full join or full outer join. So it combines or it comprises both tables, and it is a combination result of set of both left join and right join. So join table records from both tables. If no matches are found in the table, it places null. So it is called as what? Full outer join. So it returns the values from both table 1, left table, as well as it returns the values from the right table, that is table 2. So both tables values will be displayed. So mentioning the type of join on this condition. And cross join. So it is also known as what? Cartesian join. It is also known as what? Cartesian join, which returns the Cartesian product of two or more join tables. So two or more join tables has to be Cartesian producted, and it produces a table that merges each row from the first table with each row from the second table. So it merges the all values from the first table and all values from the second table. It is not required. It is not required to include any condition on this cross join. And self join. So self join creates itself by joining itself, as there are two tables. So only one table is there. So we need to join itself. It is so itself. It is means you need to create one more table called as S2 as the alias name for the main table. As the alias name for the main table. So now it is alias table, and this if the table wants to join itself and gives the result, retrieves the result based on the joining. And equi-join. So equi-join creates a join for equality or matching rows. So only the matched columns will be displayed on based on the conditions. Displayed on based on the condition. So these are the join operations to combine one or more tables on based on the condition or without having any condition. If the condition specifies or matching columns will be specifies, then it returns the values. If the columns doesn't have any matching or columns doesn't with match rows, then it does indicates what? Null values. It does produces null values. So hence that is all about to joins and the types of joins. Thank you all.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.